I'm lit right now. I am live on Instagram and YouTube at the same damn time. Yo, what's up though? What's going on with y'all? I want to say Happy New Year because I ain't seen you since last year. You know that? I ain't been live since last year. That's not something y'all know I do too often because you know I'm stingy with myself. And I have every right to be that way if that's what I like because that's what I like. I don't like sharing myself all the time, okay? But I gotta do what I gotta do in the land of the living. This is what we do, right? In the land of men, we call this. So we gotta do what we gotta do. But one thing I know, when I come through, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna try to answer questions. I'm gonna try to drop jewels and do what I got to do and get it done and do it in a very timely manner because I'm thinking that as my child gets older as a single parent, I'm going to have more time to myself. But come to find out, teenage life is one of the most busiest lifestyles that children will ever have. Like, I had to put my whole schedule back just to be there for my son for the summer. And I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with it because, you know, I'm an adult, I'm responsible, I know what I signed up for as a parent. But it's just that I'm thinking like, oh, he's about to be a teenager. I'm about to just, you know, weigh him off a little bit. But that's when they need the most because their schedules is full. They got a lot of stuff going on. And you know, it is what it is, yada yada yada. So to all the people that was expecting me to probably be somewhere right now, and you know, my bad is everything's delayed, everything's pushed back, and everybody that needs for me to, you know, really break that down to them, I'll get a chance to do that in due time. But just know as of right now, these mommy duties is like the second next important thing to me besides the fact that you think that I'm an entertainer or just a rapper or whatever you think I am, because guess what? I am way more than what you think that I am. Okay? So, make a long story short, I see you when I see you. Nah, I'm just joking. It is what it is, though, guys. Everybody knows I love being an artist. I love doing art, whether it's drawing, painting, cooking, culinary, like, guys, abstract, concrete. Like, I am a real artist. But you know, my music is just one of the mediums of art that I use to express myself. So, with all due respect, I am way more than just a rapper or a writer or a singer or entertainer. Not saying that any of those things is wrong or, you know, but I am way more than that. So let's get focused now, right? Back to my 21 days that I pray. That's my focus every year. Around the summertime, when I have a little bit of me time, that's what I do. I work on myself. A lot of people are asking me questions. How'd you get there? You changed, you did this, you did that. I just slowed down and started breathing, taking my time with myself, taking my time with others, even taking my time with my thoughts and being kind to myself as well as being kind to others. Now, we all know that nothing happens overnight. Nobody gets to change overnight. And this has been a long time coming for me. And I'm very, very excited. But I'm nowhere near where I need to be. No, let me stop. Let me correct that. I'm not where I have to be, but I am not where I used to be, but I am exactly where I need to be. You know what I mean? So, in that process, that's what we work on. Now, last year, I believe we talked about spiritual warfare and and going through all types of, troubling situations in life. And a lot of times, we push it off as just, oh, something's happening or it's just hard times. So I pray that everyone has had time to get with their selves and get in their lives in every area of your life just to see what's really going on. Because the last thing I would have thought that I would have been experiencing was what I was experiencing. But I am so thankful for the gift of recognition that I can recognize what I've been through. And by the grace of God Almighty, what don't kill you make you stronger. So we got to thank God. But the thing that people don't talk about, and this is what I think that people see in me, that they be like, well, damn, Don, you different. You different. What's going on with you? See, it's the work that happens after the battle, after the war. See, a lot of times people don't understand when you have dealt with, whether it is spiritual warfare or any other types of trauma or tribulation in your life, you have to clean that stuff up out of your system. You gotta get that junk up out of you. A lot of times we go through things and then we're on to the next. We got get out of a relationship, we're on to the next. We get out of a job, we're on to the next. We have a child, we're just on to the next. And it's like we have to take time with ourselves, guys. And if it's one thing from being under the pressure of life and the changes that I've been through, whether it's been with friends or foes or whatever, if it's one thing that I have learned, is I have learned to take time with me, take time with myself. So in other words, I transition, I monitor myself, I monitor my thoughts, I monitor my thinking, and I definitely always take the time to cleanse all that out before I go to something new. And I realized that's something that I've always done, but I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to name it. I didn't know what to call it. Because if it's one thing about me, anytime I've had a heartbreak or I've ended a relationship, I always took time to myself, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that that was like spiritual hygiene or emotional hygiene. You have to literally cleanse all those thoughts and feelings and emotions and experiences that you've been through with that last episode. Clear it all out. Get that junk up out of there, and then you start something new. You know what I mean? Check this, right? You know how many times that when I didn't do that and I realized that, okay, I finished this relationship and then boom, I jumped in this relationship. The next thing I know, I done messed around, called this new nigga that old nigga name because of I didn't get a chance to, you know what I mean? I just kept it going. So I'm honest enough to say stuff like this, but I do know one thing. You just got to deal with yourself. I ain't got to deal with nobody else but me at the end of the day. Even if you're in a relationship, your own individual self is something that you and only you have to deal with. You can lie to anybody and everybody in the world. And if you can lie to yourself, you're a good motherfucking liar, because I can't do that. But either way, you know what I mean? So guys, this year we're gonna do it again. I'm in early. I'm taking advantage of this little time or whatever it is I gotta do. I'm trying to learn new things. As you can see, I'm over here feeling myself because I'm live at two places at the same time. And it is what it is. I'm gonna drop the jewels I got. I'm gonna drop them on you. I'm gonna share them with you, and I'm gonna do it because I wish somebody would have done that for me. You understand what I mean? You don't know how many successful people that I know who are just so bitter. Like, nigga, you successful. I would have thought you could do better. But no, they be bitter. So, it is what it is. So, we ain't gonna brush that shit on. We ain't gonna pay attention to that. So, guys, I'm gonna tell you like this. Starting today, from now all the way to July 21st, I'm gonna come live every day. I'm going to try to have a set time hour. Y'all know how I am. I have no sense of time sometimes. So it is so hard for me to give a specific time. But it will definitely be in the morning. It will definitely be before noon, before it gets way too hot. So, and the best thing about this decade, these times, If you don't see it when I do it, you could always log on later and catch it on if it's something interesting you think you know. But I guarantee you, the things that I'm going to be telling you that I was doing with myself in order to get my mind where I'm at, cleansed, open, ready to receive, and oh my goodness, and still good enough to give. Oh man, that's, to me, that's a miracle for me. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how many people thought I would have been toasted out, popped out, burnt out, or even dead by now. But through the grace of the Almighty Creator, y'all lie because the devil's a lie. And I thank God. And not only do I thank God, I'm extremely thankful because even when I look at myself, I recognize that I am a miracle considering the type of spiritual battles that I have experienced in life. Child, let me tell y'all something. I just am thankful that I recognize who I am in God. And I wish that for everyone, every individual, because I know that the things that we experience in life, it confuses us. We struggle with our identity. We struggle with ourselves, our emotions, and sometimes even physically. You know, it is so many different things that we go through as individuals. But guess what? Once again, I'm going to tell you guys, what don't kill you make you stronger. Keep your faith, believe in yourself, believe in God, love yourself through everything you've been through, love yourself through your pain. And lastly, I used love to get myself where I'm at now. And that's the truth right there. That was it. That was the healing of all healing, of all healing, of all healing. Is the fact that once I started paying attention to my emotions, my thoughts, and the things that I was doing, I extended the same love towards myself that I would extend towards others. And that's the other thing we need to work on. Sometimes I think we're a little bit too hard on ourselves, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've been extremely tough on myself because that's just who I am. That's where I came from. That's my background. But it comes a point you have to be good and soft. Yeah, I mean, get to your soft girl, avid girl, you know, whatever you call it. I don't know what it is, but you just have to be like that with yourself. And that goes for men too. So I'm not going to say soft girl era because men, a lot of men, some men are more sensitive than women, but unfortunately, they don't get to express that side. They don't get to even experience that side. You understand what I mean? But it's like God made you the way that you are for a reason, and your sensitivity is that thing that could be a shield or a love or a cover, not just for yourself, but for someone else. So you never know. So in saying that, I'm going to say this. I don't plan on getting on here every day, being on here for a long time, because I don't think it should have to take anyone talking to you for a long time to give you a couple of good ideas or suggestions to make your life better. Just from learning how Generation Z is, from how these young kids is, I know a long conversation is no bueno. You know what I mean? Like, no, y'all don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. So now, you know, if you got a point you got to make, you got to try to make it quick. You understand what I mean? And plus, I'm be honest with y'all. Y'all know I don't have that much time to be in here all day like that. So it's like, it is what it is. I come here, I do what I do, and I do it for the grace of God. Most of all, I do it because this is what has been required of me as part of my growth and my development, and also with the relationship that I have with God. And I thank God because He look out for me. He take care of me, and I just tell everybody how good He is to me, and that's all. That's all I gotta do. I just got to get on here and tell you every good thing He did for me, and da 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 da. And hey, I think I got a good bargain. I think I got a good deal. So in saying that, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, and don't forget, our topic's gonna be emotional hygiene. Okay, we're gonna talk about how monitoring your thoughts can help you reach a place of better emotions, good emotions, promoting a better spiritual place for you. Because a lot of times we forget that the battle is in the mind. Our battle is in the mind. And not only is the battle in the mind, we forget that our mind is our spiritual home. It's our spiritual house. That is where our spirit lives, you know? And then I might not be 100%, 1,000% sure of what I'm talking about, but I know one thing: the battle is in the mind, and that's a place you want to keep it protected. You know how they say protect your energy? I honestly believe that protecting your energy begins with protecting your thoughts. So on that note right there, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Tomorrow we're going to get on here. I'm going to talk a little bit more about emotional hygiene and promoting emotional hygiene, and, you know, even share a couple of exercises that I use to help with my emotional hygiene, to help my thoughts be a little bit better, a little bit lighter, a little bit nicer, so I don't have to walk around here and meme. Guys, let me tell you something. I am so thankful that I'm happy, because I've been angry for so long. Sometimes my happiness bothers people. I don't even care. I don't care. Like, I'm glad my happiness bothers you, because when I was angry, you wasn't bothered then, was you, huh? But you bothered that I'm happy, right? Whatever. Oh, baby, lucky I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. So either way, guys, I wish y'all well. I love y'all with the love of God. And you know, I'm going to say my favorite prayer real quick before I get on up out of here. Psalms 23, God is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for God is with me. He prepares the table for me in the presence of my enemy. He anoints my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Almighty Creator God forever and ever. And on that note, I love you guys. I wish you guys the best, and hopefully within a couple of days I could give y'all a little time frame. I really appreciate y'all that's here, my YouTube family. Y'all always rocking out. Instagram, I know y'all a little slow, but y'all get there eventually. Either way, guys, look, whoever, whatever, what is meant to be is going to get to who is meant to be. Because you guys know I don't do this for y'all. I do all this for the grace of the Almighty God. And on that note, mwah, I love you, and I wish y'all well. Have a beautiful day. Peace. Hey.